And we're live. Hey everyone! I was looking for my intro here. We are, of course, live at Indie Event, uh, Independence Con, whichever the case may be. Both of them to the same name, both by the same people. We are expecting some guests here. We're waiting to see if they are going to pop in. And there's Miss Meredith. She was trying to corral our guests, and of course, I had uh, the wrong folder open, so I didn't even have our Geek Speak folder ready for action. But here, let's do a quick intro. And we're live.
I love that intro. It just puts me in a happy place.
I know I'm over here bebopping. It makes me think of like Austin Powers or just some of those old late '60s TV shows, Get Smart or something like that. But, yep, I love that intro. But welcome.
Well, you know what? Before we go on, sometimes because working late into the night and things fall through the cracks and stuff. This might have been like operator error, and I will own it if I didn't give the StreamYard link out to our guests. I reached out just in case, so if they pop in, we're going to be talking about them. But we have a lot of stuff that we can share to kind of fill the time until that happens. And if not, my apologies to you guys who are scheduled at the 1 o'clock, because we can always reschedule. We'll put you on the playlist again, and we are going to actually share you out with our Geek Insider audience and all that good stuff. I'm going to pass it back to you, Matthew.
Oh, that's fine. We are going to be flying by the seat of our pants, but that is something we are used to. But we got a full day of stuff planned, everyone. If you haven't already done so, go over to Indie Event. That's INDEEVENT.com. That has today's schedule as well as tomorrow's schedule. You can see who all is coming up, and you can watch the show directly from there. We've got a lot of cool stuff today. We got some folks from different shows that are contributing and being a part of the whole thing. But we've got guests from Full Moon Features that four different directors from four of the different Deadly 10.
That's tomorrow, right?
No, ma'am. That is.
Oh, that's today?
Yep. And I even watched Blade last night, the Iron Cross. And then I even started watching some Killjoy. I splurged and I went and, well, I say splurged, I got a trial for the Full Moon channel on my Amazon Prime. And so I was going through some old school stuff, and there's Doll Man on there, and there's Demonic.
You wanted that face mask.
Oh, so bad. I'm if any of these guys come in with one, they're gonna have to send it my way. That's a definite mask I would wear. But then after that, I will be doing a geeky, cheeky, and downright freaky, and it's leading into the after hours, and so it is going to be a not safe for work show. We are going to discuss sex in comics, and not the good kind of sex.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is some freaky stuff, and just in Marvel and DC, guys. And I'm not talking about the hundreds of other titles out there, or the indie titles that are streamlined or are made for these kind of topics. I'm talking Marvel and DC, and we're going to go over some pretty disturbing stuff, and that'll lead us into the after hours.
Well, I have a question though, because we've got four directors from Full Moon Features that are going to be on. What happens if you guys go past an hour, which I can totally foresee? Are you going to kind of carry through Geeky, Cheeky, and Downright Freaky, or try to reschedule another interview with those? Because I mean, it's going to be fun. I expect that it's going to be fun. We had an interview with John Lachago not too long ago, and I think we went past the hour.
Yeah,
And
we
we
do.
probably could have gone longer, except that his agent was like, hey, he's got other stuff to do. But this time I think we've got them all to ourselves.
Yeah, the agent said that she was going to be at home listening and watching and have a glass of wine, so she's not going to be bothering us at all.
Hey, all right.
But no, if we go past the hour, since it is my show and we're the ones in charge, I'll just continue on with the interview, and then if we have time left for Geeky Cheeky and Downright Freaky, and then we'll pick up there. If not, then I'll save the material for next week's show. Some of you may have noticed that Meredith and I have been off the grid the last couple of weeks as far as Geek Speak, and I missed my show this last week, and that's because we totally lost track of the days. It was Wednesday night, 9:00, and I said, holy crap, I didn't realize it was Wednesday, Meredith. And she goes, what the hell do you mean it's Wednesday? And we both just totally flaked out on my episode this week. But that's because we were getting ready for this. And of course, we've got a lot of other crap that we have to do throughout the week. But we've got some really great guests lined up. I know I'm jumping in with Rob at 3:00 or 4:00. We're going to do the Kickstarter pause. Then of course, we've got the guys from Full Moon, and then we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going until what? I think 10:00 Eastern tonight, and I got Brenda picking me up another bottle. So I know how Saturday went last time we did this, and Meredith and
I'm not doing drunk on Saturday. I'm doing drunk on Sunday. But you know what? While we're here, and like I said, I think it was operator error. It could have been me, and I own it. That if I didn't get the StreamYard link out to Mark Darden and the Guano guys, we are going to reschedule with you guys. Unless you pop in here real quick and have this discussion. But actually, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the StreamYard link to see if there's anybody who wants to pop in here and talk to us about maybe day one of the experience of IndieVent, and what they're seeing today as far, because it's still kind of early in the day, and I think I want to hear some feedback as far as like what they would like to see as a future event, because we do have something that we're planning. Well, we've been talking about it. We haven't been planning it
Right.
for the end of October for Halloween.
Yep.
So Matthew, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's going to be another event, another indie event, but we're going to hopefully have some mainstream folks as well, because it's going to be, it's in October, at the end of October, beginning of November. It's going to be Halloween horror. I was really hoping we were going to have the Halloween Kills movie this year, and I just saw this week where they are now saying they're not going to release it until 2021. I'm so freaking bummed. I love Michael Myers. Jamie Lee Curtis being back in the franchise just made it just topped it with a cherry on top. And so that sucks that we're not going to get to see that this year. But we do have a lot of folks that are in the horror industry, like the Full Moon folks. And so we will probably have some more of those guys back. Hopefully by then, Mr. Charles Band will be able to join us. He still might sneak in here today. His PR person told me I was crazy, but I said Charles can crash. Trust me, we will allow Charles to crash. But yeah, so we've got that big event coming up, and folks, we don't like calling these cons because some folks out there have given the virtual con a bad name since we did our first one back in April. We don't even, not tooting our own horns or anything, but we keep hearing that everybody that showed up for our con had a lot of fun. But then there's been other cons since then that have been ran by cons, so to speak, where they are trying to get money out of folks for attending. They're trying to get money out of folks for guests. And it's just, that's not what we're about. We're here to help, or to entertain, one, you folks listening out there, and then two, to help everybody network. And Meredith, I got to leave it to you for just a minute. My daughter just came and she's coming to pick up her dog. So you can talk for a minute.
Okay. Yes, I can. So I just wanted to kind of do a rundown of what we're expecting today. And I am having an issue trying to save something here. You go away. Why are you not listening to me? All right, technical difficulties. Again, probably operator error. So right now, this is Geek Speak with Matthew Harris and Meredith Loughran. Currently, just me, and that's okay because I can talk. I can talk. Up next for this indie event is going to be Roland Mann. Roland Mann. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day already. He is going to be on with Silverline Comics, and he's going to be talking about the here and now. If you tuned in yesterday, he is on the playlist, and he did a retrospect of Silverline Comics. So definitely tune in, and make sure that you go to Geek Insiders on YouTube, and it has the playlist. We are going to be sharing that as people are doing their live stream shows. I am going to be adding them to the list so that it is a cohesive roadmap of the entire event and all the shows that I've been participating in. Now, there are some that are only doing Facebook Lives, and we are going to be sharing that out with their links and where to find them and view them. We're going to be doing that on the websites, mostly for the replays. But if you're watching live, make sure that you hit the like and share button. Do watch parties if you're watching on Facebook. That way your friends and family and your network, maybe your frenemies, are watching as well. So again, at the 2:00, we've got Roland Mann doing the here and now of Silverline Comics. At 3:00, we have a special episode of Clever Title Pending with Brian K. Morris. At 4:00, normally is the Comic Book Advocates segment where we kind of take over the 4:00 across the week. We've got Rob Anderson doing 7 Reasons to Back It. I think I've got my notes correct here because we were talking about last minute changes last night. I think 7 Reasons to Back It. And could be Kickstarter pause. I don't know. He can tune in and correct me later. Let's see. At 5:00, we've got Chuck Pinot. He usually uploads his Chuck's Raw Versations up on YouTube. Chuck, if you're listening, not a problem, as long as I have your link that on YouTube that I can add to the playlist. And then if you set that to Premiere, we can watch it together. You can interact with the live streaming audience on YouTube. And I think you can share that out on Facebook as well. So 5 p.m. we have scheduled Chuck Pinot, Chuck's Raw Versations. That's at 5:00. At 6:00, this is our special guest. This was kind of like Matthew's Get, where we are getting the Full Moon Features guys, 4 directors from the Deadly 10. So if you're into horror and you love the Puppet Master, and we've got Ouija's, the director of Ouija's, and a few others. Definitely check that out at 6. Now that might carry over into the 7:00 because there's a reason why I scheduled Matthew at 7 after the fact with Geeky Cheeky and Downright Freaky, because he is sitting on that panel with the Full Moon Features people. And if it carries over into hour 2, we'll see what happens. Then we'll have an extra special 2-hour event. Why? Because I have the schedule. Yeah, I did that. But seriously, if Geeky Cheeky and Downright Freaky doesn't happen, it's because Matthew is still talking to the Full Moon Features guys. At 8:00, we have Indie Vault Live. Definitely tune in. I was saying this earlier on my show. Varian Grant is like the quiet powerhouse that people don't realize what he's doing. I mean, he's got a radio station. He's on TV. He's got the live streaming. Just really tune into Indie Vault Radio. Download the app, listen, follow, and connect, because he's doing so much, and I don't think that he promotes himself near enough like he ought to. kind of like the gentle giant, the quiet one, but don't make him mad. If you saw one of his videos, he went off, and that was a joy to watch, because I don't know, that was kind of fun. At 9:00, we have The Devil's Advocate with Rob Anderson again. He's kind of taken over the Saturdays, and I love it because it gives me a break. I will be in the background, obviously, and I'm going to be sharing this out to the social media platforms. And if I fall behind on a few things, know that purposefully I put together the playlist so that we had that roadmap. It should jive with what we have on the schedule at indievent.com. Definitely check that out. If you go to that website, it should land on Saturday's schedule. And let me see here. I've got this window open, which is really ticking me off. There we go. All right. I was just actually trying to change the header on this, which is not changing on Facebook, I think, because Facebook is a bitch. Yeah, I said that. Hello, Russell Allen and Pops. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. This is we're kind of going by the seat of our pants. I think it was operator error. I think I probably didn't send out the StreamYard link to the our guest that was scheduled. It's quite possible, but I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and kind of go over my notes leisurely. I've been either in a show or behind the scenes in a show, or became an accidental moderator. So I'm just kind of keeping up. Pops, yes, Golden Kids link took you to his Patreon page. Oh, you couldn't find the live stream. All right. Again, on YouTube, if you go to Geek Insider, if you do the search, you're going to see the Geek Insider G. That way you're going to know that you are at the right place. We have the playlist. It's called IndieVent 2020, hashtag IndieVent 2020. And that playlist is basically all of the shows, all of the people who have sent me their links ahead of time, who are live streaming to YouTube and probably on Facebook as well. And you can follow that roadmap for the events. Some of these shows are going to go past their hour, and that's okay, because IndieVent was really bringing everybody's show to this banner weekend so that people could have that opportunity to network with each other, discover somebody new, maybe support a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, and really get the word out for each other. So I know that I've discovered some new people yesterday in a couple of shows, and I threw some support behind their Kickstarters. And I told Matthew, wherever he is, to give me a raise, because I need my fix. I'm starting to get a really bad addiction with some of these comic books, because a lot of times it's not the comic books necessarily, but the people that I'm connecting with. I connect with people more than their stuff. And if they're really cool people, then I want their stuff too, because I want to throw support. And as an indie creator myself, I'm more of a writer. I do blogging and stuff, and I'm going to do a shameless plug while I'm here, because Matthew's not here to stop me, and I have the camera. So, and I've got it for another 40 minutes. It's kind of funny. This morning, if you were watching the Morning Nosh, it was a special 1-hour episode, and I had my guest was my husband, and we were talking about all of the different things that I've got my fingers in. Let's start with the Morning Nosh and Wild One Forever. WildOneForever.com is a women-centric site. It is not women exclusive, but we have a lot of stories and that touch on a lot of different topics that are around the women's psyche, what we're experiencing. We talk about some tough subjects, but we talk about fun stuff too. And it's really informative. And honest. We have honest voices there. It's one of the passions about that. The Morning Nosh is my Monday through Friday show. I did not record this week knowing that I was going to be participating this weekend, and you already have a whole lot of me already. And enough is enough. After this week, I'm going to go back to the Morning Nosh and my regular scheduled shows. Yeah, too much of me is not a good thing. Too much of anything is not a good thing, I think. Russell Allen, yes, 10 p.m. We're going to have Russ Explode, not because he's exploding, but that's the name of his show. And let's see. And you had to ask, Pops is saying you had to ask Varian for the stream link. Yeah, this is the wonderful thing about the network and the people who are helping me. I may have been the force in organizing the website and getting things up and trying to get the guests and their shows in a lineup. I am really relying on everybody else who's watching to share it out, spread the word. If I miss a show that's not on the Indie Vent page, then please do that. Share it out with your friends. That's what this event is all about. This is the reason why we're not calling it an online convention. We don't have an artist alley. We don't have a comic book alley. We don't have a cosplay alley. We have people who are bringing their shows in. Many of them have scheduled for a special time slot to be a part of this, to be a part of the roadmap. So when I say look at the playlist, that is really going to be instrumental in the replay. So people can say, oh, I missed it. But you can go back and you can watch these shows that are participating and connect with the people who are in it. So where did I leave off? Okay, Saturday, 9 p.m., we've got The Devil's Advocate with Rob Anderson, followed by Russell Allen, Russ Explode at 10 p.m. Eastern. This is all Eastern. If you go to the website, indievent.com, you're going to see the Saturday lineup, and I believe I updated it with the guests that he's going to have. So it's a really good lineup. Tonight, in the after hours, after Russ's show, is going to be Demon Phil Locklear with Comics and More New Jersey. And he's got day 2 of his show at 11 p.m. Eastern. And I think he invited me there, but I have to confirm. I'm not making any promises that I'm making any more appearances because I know you've had enough of me. But on the plus side, I have changed my shirt. I'm trying to do that so it doesn't look like I'm in the same shirt all day, every day, all weekend. And yeah, so little tricks of the trade, my friends, little tricks of the trade to try and stay fresh and look amazing. I'm going to kill Matthew because he was supposed to be in here and he was supposed to be my, I don't know what the heck happened. I hope everything's all right. So Matthew, I love you, but hey, you kind of left me hanging here. That's okay. I can talk. So moving on to Indie Vent. One of the really cool things on YouTube right now is that this event owns that hashtag. So if you go to YouTube and you do hashtag Indie Vent, our playlist should appear. The people who are participating should appear. And if you followed directions and you're a part of this show and you didn't add the hashtag to your title or in the body of your description, you're not going to show up. So it's just this one little thing that you can do to help promote your site and make it easily found. You try to use all the tricks in the book that you can. Use the hashtag. It's not that hard. And it also allows me to quickly find you and add you to the playlist if you haven't sent it to me already. Okay, so Sunday, go to indievent.com and you're going to see IndieVent Sunday, and that'll have the Sunday lineup. We start the morning off with Randy Zim. God bless you. You start at 9 a.m. And that is with the Breakfast Buzz. That is followed by the 10 a.m. show with the The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS with Christian Basil. We had a really fun show today. I don't know if you were able to tune in, but we did a version of Match Game, which was hysterical. So if you need a laugh, check out the replay. And then Sunday, 11 a.m. is going to be Comics News. That's with Rob Anderson. Noon is going to be Terraform Comics. Now, I know that I'm going to be there with Rob Anderson, and Brian K. Morris is going to be there. Brian K. Morris is with Rising Tide Publications. Definitely follow him and sign up for his newsletter there. Don't know if Luke is going to be there. He is a pastor, so he's kind of busy on Sunday. Poor planning on my part, but we want him there, obviously. Varian Grant should be there. Varian is with Indie Vault Radio, and no promises on Eric Hodson, but that is basically the Terraform Comics team. We're going to be talking about some of the things that are coming out very soon. Hopefully we'll have some really cool announcements. And okay, so Sunday scheduled at 1 p.m. is Michael Oden, and he has a panel scheduled for charting a story and script writing. I know that I'm going to be tuning into that because I've got a story and I am scripting it out. I'm on the second edit that I'm trying to do myself because I'm poor and I can't afford an editor at this point in time. And I know I have help and stuff like that, but it's really something that I want to tighten up before I send to an editor. Maybe they'll give me a discount because they don't have to work so hard. That's my hope. But so I will be tuning in to Michael Oden's Charting a Story and Script Writing on Sunday at 1 p.m. Followed by Ted Davies at 2 p.m. And I don't, you know what, this is, if you haven't seen it, I shared it up on Instagram and Facebook. I'm working with my notebook. This is this saves me from doing things because I've done a lot of these different types of community events. This isn't the first one. Geek Out Insider wasn't even the first one. I am a participant on a couple of other sites, and most of them are blockchain based. And I did this community event called The Beast. Well, it wasn't called The Beast. It was called the Community Engagement Challenge. And the reason it was called The Beast was it was a nickname given by the community because I am a jerk and I gave them a nearly impossible task of posting regularly, interacting with each other, building up their networks, and there were goals and there were challenges. I mean, it's not a challenge because it's easy. It's a challenge because it's hard. And when you accomplish that, it makes it so much, I don't know, there seems to be so much more value when you accomplish something hard. For myself, hey, Matthew, I'm just going to finish up my tirade here and finish up with the Sunday schedule. For a challenge, I don't know if you guys know that I consider myself a former professional singer. And I say that because I was actually paid to sing. And one of the worst things that I ever had was a new piece of music. And it was very, very hard. And I hated it. I hated learning it. I hated practicing it. I hated screwing up. But when I got it, when I understood it, and when I was able to perform it well, it turned into my favorite because I had put in the time and the effort to get it right. And so I put that much appreciation into it. That's what I think of with challenges and things, community challenges. That's why I love putting together and organizing these. It might not be my brainchild, but I can organize the hell out of it. Okay, so Sunday we have Heroinberg, and they are. I'm basically going to be in the background, but you've got I'm probably going to forget a couple of the names, but we've got Heroinberg, we've got Mauricio Malvo, who does Music Maker, we've got Marvin Wynn with The Edge, and I think they've got one person who's kind of a question mark, and I don't remember the name, but Heroinberg is on deck at 3:00 Sunday. Comic Book Advocates is at 4:00 on Sunday. We've got a 3-hour, basically a 3-hour panel of authors and writers. I tried to keep it with just the authors. I didn't really get a lot of feedback because some of them are doing other events and things, and some of them are camera shy, and that's okay. So I extended that out to writers, and we're going to probably put the StreamYard link out for anybody who wants to pop in. If you feel like this topic speaks to you and that you have information that you can share. But Sunday at 5:00 is Marketing Your Book. We have Travis Gibb, who is amazing at Kickstarters, and I know that he's a wealth of information. I know I'm going to be tuning in because eventually I'm going to do another Kickstarter, and hopefully it'll succeed. The first one I did was not successful. I didn't expect it to be. I expected it to be a failure, and it was. But I used it more as a learning experience. And I don't know if you hear that, but that's thunder in the background. So I'm dealing with that as well. 6:00, another author panel is Pantster or Planner. Most of the guests that I have here, Gary Tembrell and Bill McCormick, as well as myself, maybe Brian K. Morris. I don't want to volunteer him because I know he's got a busy day. Pantster or Planner, we've got a lot of pantsters here. I want to know if we've got anybody out there in the audience who is a planner, who actually plans their books, who what's the word I'm looking for?
Outlines.
Yes, outlines. And there are several different types of outlines, so whether you do that, that would be something. I'm looking for a planner for that, because we have a lot of pantsters, and you never know what can happen with that. 7:00 Sunday, we've got self-publishing or not. That is the question. And we've got probably that's going to be a full one, I think. Definitely with Brian K. Morris and Teresa Dunn. They're going to take the helm with that, but I think it might be more like a roundtable. So if you are a member of that panel, have some questions ready for the rest of us, because I think I don't want to step on Brian K. Morris's toes here, but I know he's got something planned for the 7:00 there. 8:00. Now here's the thing. This is not going to be on YouTube. They are going to be live streaming on Facebook. If you haven't followed them already, do it now so you don't miss them. And we're going to be sharing them out as well. Phantasmagoria. They do, from some of the pictures and some of the things that I've seen, they have done like fire shows. They do poetry. They're kind of a very eclectic group. Matthew, I think you would love them. Definitely check them out. Follow them on Facebook, because that's where they're going to be live streaming. Hopefully we can get a YouTube link up for them so that we can add them to the playlist. 9:00 on Sunday is Geekgasm, and that is with the indie princess herself. We call her Lola. That's not her name. That's not her real name, but this is with the Indie Vault Radio as well. I don't know if I'm a butt in the seat that night, but Geekgasm at 9. That is going to be cross promoted with Geek Insider, Indie Vault Radio, Comic Book Advocates, and everywhere else that you listen to. And then 10:00, finally, it's the end of our indie event. And I plan on drinking heavily. I'm going to have a live room. We're going to have basically an open StreamYard for anybody who wants to pop in, say hello, have a drink with me, and let us know what your experience was with this event. Again, we're not calling it a convention. We're not calling it a con. We're calling it an event because we have put a call to action for the independent creators who are out there. in whatever form, whether it's comic books or film, writing, music, anything like that. If we were able to get a time slot for you and get you on here, it's because you're hungry and you want to build your audience. And that's not to say that anybody else missed the boat, but you kind of did, because we promoted it as best as we could. We gave some people like first refusal to get on here and kind of show your stuff, let people know who you are across multiple platforms. And some of it was ignored, and that's okay. That's okay. And I don't have any hard feelings about it. Stuff happens, like today. I don't know what happened. I think I probably screwed up, and that's my bad. And I want to make it right. So it might not be part of the indie event, but we still have a foot in the door as far as our outreach with Geek Insider, with Comic Book Advocates, with Indie Vault, and a few others. So these aren't lost opportunities necessarily, and this isn't the end-all be-all. There are going to be more, and I hope more people get on here and interact with each other.
Whoa!
Scary. Yeah, did you see that? All right. If I disappear, it's because I have scared dogs and I lost electricity. So, and that's the wonderful thing about having a network of people and other moderators who have access to the keys of the kingdom. Russell Allen. Indie Event is great for creators that want to grow themselves in an audience that cares and offers constructive criticism, not destructive. Absolutely. That is kind of my mantra. I do not mind self-promotion at all. I don't mind it at all. But it has to be positive messaging. Now, now there's a difference between positive messaging and honest messaging. But as long as it's not destructive, we can be critical. Just don't be mean.
Yeah, no selling cows. No
Yeah.
selling cows allowed.
Yeah. And let's see. Pops says, I have a thing at 6, hoping that I can be home in time for Rob's show since it's about online cons. Exactly. Now, with speaking to Rob, I don't think he's against the word, and I don't want to put words into his mouth. That's going to be for his show. But at 6 o'clock, the conventions, I think the ones that say, oh, well, we're doing a virtual con, and if you want a time slot in our space, in our network, then you have to pay X amount of dollars. Well, it's not bricks and mortar. The overhead is basically my StreamYard account,
Right.
and my time. And I understand that time is money. I really do, because by being here, I'm not doing something else that might actually be paying me. I'm doing this because it's a networking opportunity, and I fully believe that we need to seize every opportunity that we can to be out there, get our names known. I mean, I wish I was doing this 10, even 20 years ago. Who knows where my network would be? But I made the choice back then to shut up and be quiet and like, oh, who am I? So there was this whole thing about, for me, it was imposter syndrome, which Brian K. Morris and I, we were on a panel with Carl Witzman. Oh my gosh, there was one other person, and I'm so sorry that I forgot who it was, because we're going back a little while. We had a really good talk about imposter syndrome. And, if you've got a voice and you're trying to help people, then you are relevant. Don't shut up. And Pops, I really appreciate you, because you're so interactive today. And I really do. I appreciate you and everything that you're doing for the independent community and spreading the word. And you do your own conventions. And Pops shared his first convention notes with me, because I had shared my notebook with all of my sticky notes and everything. And his was on a paper plate. And I've done something like that. So that was kind of funny. And I was like, I relate. We are simpatico, simpatico. I am really afraid of this lightning. So, Matthew, I'm going to let you talk because I've been doing it for about 40 minutes now.
Yeah, I had to jump out unexpectedly there. The daughter showed up. We've been pet sitting for her for the last week and a half. And so she came and picked them up, and I was like, I'd love for you to stick around, but I got to go back. I got things to do. But
Get out.
yeah, well, she lives 3 hours away, and so she had to hit the road anyway. But anyway, uh, the weekend, this weekend came about because just like what Pops was saying there, that the cons, the brick and mortar cons went away, and they're not coming back. We thought that Tampa Bay was going to be coming back, and so Meredith was. We both had decided we were going to put this off, and I was going to be feeding her links so that she could do live, quickies, a quickie with Meredith at the con, and so that's what was planned. And then when that got canceled, the very next day, she came to me. She said, "Okay, we're going to go ahead and do it." She voluntold me. Which is perfectly fine. I voluntold her for stuff all the time, and and then not only voluntold her for it, and then I write her going, "Hey, when are you going to get this done?" But it is lightning like crazy over there, girl. I keep seeing it flash.
Yeah.
But
I hope I don't fry another computer.
that's what I'm worried about. You got the UPC hooked up now, though, don't you?
I've got everything kind of hooked up, and I'm on power, surge protectors, but that didn't work with the last one, so I don't know.
I think you just took a direct hit last time because it fried.
It was really close, yeah. And I want to give a shout out to, if you're following on Twitter, LWF Louisa is tuning in also. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I love your avatar. I don't know if you saw my message on Twitter. Sorry, Matthew, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Who is coming up next, though, Meredith?
Let me see. Going through my handy dandy notebook here. We are going on the 2:00.
Oh, it's Silverline.
It's Silverline with Roland Mann. I keep tripping over his name for some reason. I think it's just because I'm tired and I haven't had enough coffee in me yet. I swear, I am living off of coffee and goldfish, and I ran out of goldfish. So I could get grumpy by the end of the night.
And Pops, we're the same way. We're no con organizers. This event and Virtual Con were both put together within 2 weeks' time. And we had swore after Virtual Con, we were like, we're not going to do that again. We've got the name. We're gonna plan it out. And we had this weekend in mind all along.
Yeah.
To fall after
since April.
Yep. Since we were going to fall after the 4th of July weekend in the States. And then we found out that Tampa Bay Con was going to be at that time. And then we were both kind of just took a breather going, okay, cool. We don't have to worry about it. And we can just have some fun at a con because Meredith was going to go. But then when that fell through, we put this together, or I say Meredith put this together. I just told her to tell me where to be. And she takes everything on her plate. I ask her all the time, okay, Meredith, what do you need me to do? And she's like, well, go and hire a hitman on this person, or make this person give me what I want from them.
Damn it, Matthew.
Hey, I didn't name names. I didn't name names.
There are a few, so shh.
I'll just hold those close to the chest so that I can blackmail you with them later, to get you voluntold on something else. But everyone, we definitely appreciate y'all joining us this weekend. I know I see some of the same names that came around yesterday and throughout the day today. I'm in and out. I'm still trying to run things for Geek Insider on the back end of stuff. Plus, we got some other projects going on. But if y'all haven't already done so, make sure that you're sharing the hashtag, the ND event, hashtag Indie Event, INDEEVENT, and make sure when you see one of these shows that you like, or you hear about one of these projects that you like, if you don't have the money to spend on them right now, help promote them, help spread the word about them. That's what this is all about, is having fun this weekend, first and foremost, but then just sharing what we come across, networking, helping these folks with these projects. There's some Kickstarters that are going on. We're going to do a show about Kickstarters here in a little bit. And so all of these folks, nobody was getting rich at the cons, but there's definitely no money being made right now because there are no cons. And so every little bit helps. Yep. Hit that share button, subscribe to these channels, Pop says.
I want to speak to what Pops was saying also, that, you say that you're not a con organizer. And the thing is, I didn't do this purposefully either. This kind of fell in my lap. And, there are some people who will take the ball and run with it. And maybe we reject the title, but that doesn't mean that we're not doing what we do. And you're doing it. You are absolutely doing it. And, if you want to shed that title, that's up to you. But if you want to wear that title, you've earned it, because what you're doing out there, anybody who's out there advocating for other people, here's how I feel about that. When you have the capacity to advocate for other people, that means you are in a good enough place to do that. A lot of us, when we're scrapping and we're struggling and things like that, we have to keep it kind of central and in our core. It's like your body. Your body tells you, oh, I have to protect the core first. Everything else, the limbs can go. The core has to stay there or you die. And so when you're okay at your core, it allows you the freedom to do the outreach, to do the advocating, and talk to other people, to talk up other people, because you're okay. And that speaks volumes for people who will go out and do that. People like Pops Van Zandt, definitely follow him, see what he's up to. Some of us, listen, independent creators, we are scrappy people, and sometimes we don't have the best manners, and sometimes, we come off a little bit arrogant and stuff, but sometimes it just comes off that way. That doesn't speak to the heart. And Matthew can speak to that. You're kind of like the rough and tumble guy, and in your position, you can't be the nice guy all the time. You simply can't. Not if you want to get stuff done.
No, and because when you try to be over nice, people start taking advantage of it. They start running over you. They start just using you. Some of the most flaky people out there. And this could be me in my early career as well as a writer. Writers are flaky, man. They're flaky, temperamental at times, very bullheaded. See, even God agreed with that one. But no. But so if someone does come across as rough at first, or especially you see somebody on one of these panels and they're not able to articulate themselves so well, it's not because that they're closed off or that they're self-absorbed or anything. It's just that they communicate differently. They communicate with pen and paper or with the typewriter, keyboard, and not so much as speaking. And because there's times that I'll see somebody on a panel or we'll even have guests at times where just trying to get an answer out of them is like trying to, pull teeth. But at that, everybody, like as a manager for years and years and years in sales and business, you always learn that everybody learns differently. Some people have to do it several times before they learn it. Some people have to read it, and some people just can hear it and do it. And that's the same kind of thing when it comes to being able to communicate. Some people just can't get on a microphone and camera and start talking. And some, they can send emails all day long and come across with their personality, and you think they're great. And then you get them on camera and you're like, man, is this even the same person I talked to? And it is. It's just that they don't have that communication ability. But we're all in the same situation right now. All of us are trying to get our projects out, get our names out there, help each other out where we can. And this little networking that we've put together is a great bunch of people. There are some really good guys out here and girls, don't get me wrong. And we make each other laugh. We're behind the scenes before we go live. We're making each other laugh. We make each other laugh throughout the show. And then we usually hang out afterwards for a few minutes to discuss what we were just doing and then seeing what the plan is for the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And kind of going back to what Meredith was saying earlier about, are you a planner or a pantser? We've done some of our best shows being a pantser and some of our worst by being a planner. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind as you're checking out these shows and these projects and these writers and these artists. Sure, not every show is going to be your cup of tea, and we don't mean for it to be. Sure, I'd love for you to clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning and be here with us all day until, we're doing the after hours drunk show on Sunday. But I don't expect you to, because there's going to be some things that just aren't your, it's not in your wheelhouse, or it's not in the things that you like. And just like I know I'm a huge fan of full moon features, Puppet Master and all of those. But a lot of people aren't going to be. I loved watching Blade last night. It was just made this year, but it's still got that 80s feel of those B horror movies. And so I'm having a great time. I hope you all are as well. And who is that?
That, I think, is Mr. Rob Anderson. Do you want to come in here?
I was just trying to check where the next stream is. Are we hosting it? I'm just trying to make sure. I know it's Mark. Mark's up at 2.
No, Mark was up at... No, that's Roland. Mark was supposed to be now, but I think I might have screwed up and not sent him the StreamYard link. So Matthew and I are...
You told me 2 o'clock. So.
No, Roland Mann is 2. That should be on that should be on the schedule. So
I don't get a switch. That's what I hear.
No, I think that's my bad. I think I screwed up. So what I'm going to do is to make it right with Mark is perhaps after the event, we're going to do a special interview. We're going to post it on Geek Insider and do our usual articles and stuff like that.
He can come on my shows too tomorrow. He's more than welcome.
Yeah. So I think that was my bad. Because I sent him the link to Facebook, and he's probably going like, "What the hell is this about?" So
that's all right.
It happens. It happens.
For the record, I just want everyone to note I showed up at 2 p.m. when I was told to, but I'm not needed, so I'm real happy.
Yeah, get out of here. Clever Title Pending is at 3. Roland Mann is at 2. He's got his own show for Silverline Comics, and that should be on the playlist because he sent me his link, and he's a good guy because he can follow directions.
The other day, he had a great show. Absolutely amazing show. I watched it. So they even had their older logo up. I like their older logo. Don't tell them I told you that, but I like the older logo because they can't use it anymore, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Well, I think because he's restarting it without all the same members, they can't actually use it, so it's kind of heartbreaking. Yeah, because if you don't come back the same way and you haven't really done the contract, I mean, you could kind of try to make it look that way. It just reminds me of like a cherry red like Mustang for some reason, or like an old Malibu with like the top down, the convertible one. Oh, it was sexy. I'm sorry, I get aroused by good logos. I do.
Okay, we'll put that on the list. Things that turn Rob on.
You don't have enough time in this event.
Well, show you're easy, Rob.
We went this whole.
Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just gonna say we went almost this whole show, and I haven't heard you do your required hashtag of the word of the day.
Oh, mine? I did that while you were gone. Okay, started off with the 9 o'clock with Wild One Forever this morning, and because I had my husband on, and we're both goofballs when we're together. So the word of the day, and I really, this is my hope that every show today uses the word of the day, which is butt beard. I said it.
Well, he could be like Potato Butt's arch enemy.
Yes. Thank you, Pops. Hashtag buttbeard. That is today's word of the day. I want every show to have that word or that hashtag somewhere in their show today.
I'll let you tell Roland that. You can tell Roland that you want him to say buttbeard. I'll leave that one to you.
It's just something fun for the day, you know?
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it on every show. I'm writing it down right now. Right.
Yes.
If I had sticky notes, it'd be right on my screen so I didn't forget, but I put it in front of me. Butt beard. Watch
I
you.
don't know what,
I'll make it a real character. Everyone thought I was kidding about a farting elephant.
Oh my God, please do. You have my permission. You have my blessings.
and I don't know what the definition of it is, but it sounds like a grooming issue to me. It's what it sounds like.
It kind of is.
It really is, actually. Like, I saw the show. I can tell you it really is. There was talk about where hair is, isn't, and should be, and isn't because of teeth.
For anybody who doesn't know, you have to tune into my show.
It was really funny, actually. And Meredith kept saying, we don't have anything to talk about. And, like, she would just go off on a rant for, like, 10 minutes. It was brilliant. It was brilliant because she was just like, oh, well, we'll just talk about something else. And that was it. 10 minutes later, she'd be like, okay, just 15 more minutes. Next thing you know, she's over time. And she's like, uh-oh, we have to go to the next show. Speaking of which, Roland should be starting now.
Yep, Roland's live.
All right, you guys. We're going to cut out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in. IndieVent, hashtag follow, like, share, love, subscribe. Bye. Somebody hit the button.
Got it.